നല്ലൊരു വെള്ളം കണ്ടോ, സീത്തു. എന്നിട്ട് അതിന്റെ നടുവിലേക്ക് കല്ലിന്റെ ആയലുണ്ട്. ഞാൻ ഇതെടുത്തി ഞാൻ അങ്ങനെ തന്നെ ഇടുമല്ലോ. അവിടെ ഫിഷ് ആൻഡ് ചിപ്സ് ആയിരുന്നു. ഇതോ ആൾക്കാർ നടന്ന് കയറുന്നു. നോക്കിയേ, ആൾക്കാർ നടന്ന് കയറുന്നു. നോക്കിയേ, ഇതിലാണെങ്കിൽ സൂം ചെയ്യാം, മറ്റേത് സൂം ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല. ഒരു റെയിൽവേ ക്രോസിങ് ക്രോസ് ചെയ്തു. നമ്മളങ്ങനെ കോഫ്സ് ഹാർബറിലെ ഡോൾഫിൻ മെറീൻ കൺസർവേഷൻ പാർക്കിലാണ്. ഡോൾഫിൻ്റെയും സീൽസിൻ്റെയും ഒക്കെ 4-5 ഷോയും ഒക്കെ ഉണ്ട്. അത് നമുക്ക് പോയി കാണാം.
ഇതിനകത്ത് കൂടെ കാണിച്ചാൽ ഈ ആനിമല് അലക്കി നോക്കണം, നമുക്ക് കേൾക്കാൻ പറ്റും.
അതിൻ്റെ ഇൻഫർമേഷനും ഒക്കെ അവിടെ ഇതുമുണ്ട്, എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ്റെ.
ഒരു ഷോപ്പായിട്ട്
ഇതൊക്കെ എനിക്ക് നല്ല ബേഡ്സിനൊക്കെ ഡിസൈനും ഒക്കെ ഉണ്ട്. ഉറക്കവും ഡോൾഫിൻ റെസ്ക്യൂവും ശിവാവികളും ചേട്ടലും ഇത് ഡോൾഫിൻ്റെ തലയും ഈ ഫിന്നും ആയത്. പ്രാവിൻ്റെ ഇതോ ആമ, ഇതോ ഒരു കൊച്ചതും ഉണ്ട്. കണ്ടോ? ഓ സൂപ്പർ. വെള്ളത്തിനടി കാണാൻ ഇത് രസം. നല്ല 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 ക്ലാരിറ്റി ഉണ്ട് കേട്ടോ. സൗണ്ടൊക്കെ കിട്ടുമോ? ആ, സൗണ്ടൊക്കെ കിട്ടും. അറിയാം. കേട്ടോ. ഓ, നല്ല സൂപ്പറായിട്ടുണ്ട്. They put it on SoundCloud. It does look 4 ഉണ്ട്. അയ്യോ എന്റെ ഫോൺ ഒത്തിരി ബിഗ്. ഇത് വേറെ ലിറ്റിൽ ബ്ലൂ പെൻഗ്വിനാ. ഹായ്. ഓ തൂറി നോക്ക്. പ്രഷറിലാ തൂറി. നാലെണ്ണം ഉണ്ട്. 4 5. ഓ നോക്കിയേ. ലുക്ക്.
അവിടെ കൊണ്ടുവന്ന് കാണിച്ചില്ലേ സീ ലയൺസ്?
അതല്ലായിരിക്കും, ഇത് ഡിഫറെന്റ് ആയിരിക്കും.
ആ സെയിം തന്നെയാ. അതിന്റെ ബേബി വൺസ് ആണ്. വേണ്ടത്ര അറിയാമോ?
2
2 3 4 5 4. നിന്നെ കടിക്കട്ടെ.
അവിടെ
ആണോ? അവൻ കയറി എൻ്റെ മണ്ടയ്ക്ക്.
അത് ബേബീസ്.
അതെവിടെ പോയി എന്നിട്ട്?
ആ കല്ലിന്റെ പുറകെ പോയി കാണാം.
അങ്ങനെ മണ്ടയ്ക്കൊന്ന് ചാടിയൊക്കെ അടിപൊളിയായിട്ടുണ്ട്.
അതങ്ങോട്ട് പോയി.
ഇത് stay here.
ആ പറഞ്ഞ അങ്ങോട്ട് പോയി.
You just wait and watch.
എക്സ്ട്രാ പൈസ കൊടുത്താൽ
എക്സ്ട്രാ പൈസ കൊടുക്കണമെന്ന് എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു. അതെ ഉണ്ടോ?
അടുത്ത ബോൾ കൊണ്ട് വരും. അതവിടെ ഉണ്ടോ? 2 3 ഉണ്ട്. 2 ഒരു പെയറായിരിക്കും. എന്നിട്ട് ഇതോ അതിൻ്റെ അടി. സൂം ചെയ്താൽ
ഇതിന് ഈ ബോള് തന്നെയാണ്.
ബോൾ കടിച്ചങ്ങോട്ട് വിടുക.
കഴിഞ്ഞ ഫുട്ബോളോ ബാസ്കറ്റ്ബോളോ.
Yeah, it is real. അടുത്തിരുന്നാൽ മതി. അപ്പം വീഡിയോ പിടിക്കാൻ അവിടെ മേലെ കയറി മര്യാദ പിടിക്കാൻ നമുക്ക് പറ്റും. ഇത് സൂം ചെയ്യാൻ നോക്കണല്ലേ.
Quick fence, look.
Open. ഒരെണ്ണമേ ഉള്ളൂ.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Dolphin Marine Conservation Park. Very shortly we will begin seating in our grandstand for the Marine Discovery presentation. Before we start this evening, there are just a few quick rules we need to run through. So firstly, we will ask that during this process, everybody please do their best to maintain social distancing between their groups. We do clean down the park 3 times a day for the safety of yourselves, our staff and our animals. When we do open these chains up to start the season, we will ask you all please remain where you are until a staff member or COVID marshal brings you on through. We will be assigning you a blue mat to sit on, or blue mats if you are in a larger group. So if you do want to all sit together, we will need your entire social group here before we start the seating to sit together. Otherwise, you will be split up as you will be assigned different blue mats to sit on. Once you are assigned a blue mat, you will have to remain on that blue mat for the entirety of the presentation, which is usually around 30 minutes of seating from the point where you are seated. So if you do need any toilet breaks, drink breaks, food breaks, anything like that, you will need to do that before the presentation starts. As once you are seated once again, you will not be able to get back up until the end of the presentation. Lastly, we do ask you for your patience and cooperation during the seating process. It shouldn't take too long. Thank you all very much for joining us here at Gulf Marine Conservation Park. We'll get started right now.
അഞ്ച് പേര്
Looks like we have our first animal ambassador hanging around the side here. Looks like she's getting out some of her enrichment. So ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, you can ask us again at the end of the presentation. But for now, it is time to give a big, warm welcome to Cindy! A big wave hello there. Cindy here is a very beautiful Australian sea lion, a fantastic ambassador for her species, and she loves to have fun. So one of the ways that we help our animals keep mentally and physically stimulated, stop them from getting bored, is enrichment. Enrichment encompasses lots of different things, but the biggest category of it is toys. So Cindy has a couple of different types of toys here. We've got a bouncy ball and some rings. Now the whole point of this is to make this as fun as possible, as stimulating as possible for Cindy. And I don't mean to offend you, T, but I think it might be a bit more fun if you play with somebody aside from you. She's getting a bit bored of this. So do we have any volunteers who would like to play with Cindy today? How about right here in the purple top? Come on over. What's your name? Ava. Ava, come on over. You can stand right next to our trainer, T, here. So what we're going to do is a nice big underarm throw for Cindy here. Get ready to catch it, Ava. She's going to pop it back. Whoa! Nice little pop there from Cindy. And let's go for a hat trick, Ava. Let's go for 3 in a row. Oh, catch it in all the bounce. Nice one. Let's see if we get the last one before. Oh, wonderful. Big round of applause for Cindy and Ava. Nice big catch there. Now, of course, we do still have another toy, or should I say set of toys to play with. We've got the rings here. Do we have any other volunteers who want to play with Cindy this how about in the blue shirt here? Come on down, buddy. Oh, what's your name? Gabriel. Gabriel, would you like to stand next to our trainer, Sid? So for this one, you're going to throw it like a frisbee, and she's going to do the rest on her own. You won't have to catch it after that. Let's see what Cindy's got in store for us. Nice and textbook with a double flip there and a catch over the head. Oh, it's gone wide. And she recovers with a triple flip. Let's see if she can get the hat trick, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise for Cindy! Nice work, Gabriel. Fantastic throw. You can take your seat back in the grandstand there. That was textbook. Now, Cindy here is an Australian sea lion. You might hear us call them seals. You might hear us call them sea lions. Most specifically, they are Australian sea lions, but they are part of the eared seal family. This can be categorized by those tiny little ears that are on either side of Cindy's head here, and also their big front flippers. So on the eared seals, they have these nice big front flippers which allows them to move around on land. You can see Cindy has no problem walking around, climbing up the stand and back down from it. They are super strong. They have been recorded climbing cliff faces over 100 meters high, outrunning humans over short distances. I can see it doesn't really look like you guys believe me, so we're going to have to show off Cindy, show them how strong you are, and ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Cindy and her twin flipper handstand. Yeah, and I know, right? That didn't really impress them very much. So, Cindy, you might just have to show them something even more impressive than that. Let's see if you can do the same thing with one flipper. Ladies and gentlemen, for celebration, here she goes! How's that for some strength? I don't think anybody's going to doubt me ever again when I tell them how strong you are, Cindy. Oh, my turn. I can't do that. Now, Cindy here, she has also come out to show us all the most important and serious behaviors that we train for all of our animals here at the park. They are also the first behaviors that all of our animals will learn because of their importance. And we call them husbandry behaviors, or you might hear us refer to them as DPEs, which stands for Daily Physical Examinations. Starting off here, we have the mouth open. By training all of our animals to open their mouths nice and wide, we're able to have a nice close look inside, and you'll even notice that the trainer Tish is able to place her hands around, even inside of Cindy's mouth. Now there is a very good reason for this, and it desensitizes them to our touch. The reason desensitization is so important is because if anything were ever to get stuck inside of Cindy's mouth or any of our animals' mouths, we can simply reach inside and remove it. And this lets them get used to our hands being there before that ever happens. So if Cindy had a fish spine in her mouth, rather than having to maybe use some machinery, a complex procedure that required vets or other people around, which would be very stressful, our trainers can simply just reach in, pull that one out, stress-free, since she's already used to our hands being there. Now the next behavior you'll see is Cindy's favorite. It's called the lie down. So in this lie down position, as simple and basic as it is, it's still very important for us to check all over the animals' backs and the backs of their flippers. In this position, once again, we'll be running our hands all over the animal's body for desensitization, but it's also to feel for anything that we might not be able to see with our eyes. They do have a very thick, a very short layer of fur, so we can feel for any cuts, scrapes, bumps underneath that, as well as looking for any of those things, any abnormalities with our eyes as well. Now, lastly, that lay down position does also allow us to do voluntary blood samples from the veins in the small rear flippers. Very similar to the lie down is also the next behavior we call the half roll. The half roll is, well, that's not a half roll, that's a triple roll. So Cindy in the half roll position is oh my goodness, she's loving the rolling around there. And that's why we put a little over around. Give it up for Cindy. Very impressive. Always want to show off, of course. Now, the half roll position is very important, of course. Much like the lay down, it allows us to check and feel all over the animal's tummy and underneath their flippers. The half roll position does have something else which makes it a little bit extra important, especially for our female Australian sea lions. And it's because we are able to do voluntary ultrasounds in this position. Now Cindy knows all about this. She does have some children here at the park. She does even have a grandchild here at the park. It's also very important because of the gestation period of this species. Get ready for this, ladies and gentlemen. Particularly ladies in the audience, the Australian sea lions will be pregnant for 18 months. Oh my goodness, it's a touchy topic for Cindy. We're going to give some round of applause to cheer her back up and give her a round of applause because she has been through that 2 times with her beautiful daughters, Athena and April. And of course, her daughter, Athena, also has a child of her own, Storm, who's now 4 years old, so she is one of our grandmothers. Once again, Tick here is showing you the importance of that desensitization in the mouth open position. You also see Tick is giving Cindy lots of encouragement in the form of pats using her voice, and of course fish. And these are all different types of reinforcement that we can use to let our animals know they are doing a fantastic job, and we are loving them very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So Cindy here is also one of our funniest sea lions. She's a little bit nervous today. We've left it till later on in the presentation to do it, but she's been working on a brand new joke, and she thinks it's ready for a real audience here today. So listen up nice and closely, ladies and gentlemen. Cindy is going to take it away with her joke. And why's that, Cindy? Oh, I think it was only us two laughing, Chief. Oh, look how embarrassed Cindy is. Oh, dear. Guys, did you not like Cindy's joke? You didn't think it was very funny? Oh, very delayed clapping, so we've still got no laughs. I think I've figured out what's wrong. Cindy, I'm really sorry I forgot to ask this before you started your joke. Does anybody here speak sea lion? Oh, silly us. We'll have to translate Cindy's joke for you. So Cindy said, why don't tunas swim north past Townsville? It's because they don't want to end up in Cairns. Yeah, that's a better response. Let's take a very big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Cindy's been amazing. Now, unfortunately, that has come to the end of Cindy's part in the presentation. So let's all get our flippers up, give her our big faces. And as she heads home with her friend Atiga in style, we can turn our attention to our Solitary Island stage and our pool just behind me here for our dolphins part of the presentation. To lead us into the dolphins part of this presentation, we will be introduced by a really beautiful dream come story.